Where do people go to meet people? Let's get into it. I always wonder, where do people, like people my age, whether or not y'all know what my age is or not, but like say people who are a little bit older, right? People who are of a certain age, as I like to say, where do those people find people? Where do you go? Are we, I don't think a lot of us are going to clubs anymore or bars, right? But I wonder, and I want you guys to help me, tell me, where are you finding people? Are you letting your friends set you up and your family, honey? Are you going out to restaurants? Are you hanging out like at events? Where do you go, right? I mean, where are you like meeting people at work? I mean, I'm curious as to, where do older people find people? Or are you finding people online like everybody else, right? So I want you guys to tell me, if I was a 45-year-old person, which I'm not, where would you go and where could I go to find someone my age if I'm single and I'm trying to mingle and I just want to meet some new people, right? I've been in a relationship for a little bit. I've been out of a relationship for a little bit. So I want to know, tell me, like, where do you go? Because I know where I would go, probably to the house, right? I would probably leave work, go home, cook dinner, go to bed, right? And then start all over again. But then I would never meet anybody unless you're like me. And then your family tries to, set you up with people and you're like, no, please don't try to set me up anymore, right? So I want to know. I always say to people, do you go to like a bar? Like I used to do that, right? When I was single, I would go to a bar. I would, sit at the bar and then I would basically, have a drink, talk to some people, maybe meet some people. I don't know. I've had a little bit of success online meeting people and I can do that, because I'm a dating coach and a matchmaker, so it makes it a little bit easier. But if you're not like me, where do you go? What do you do, right? So are you going to events? Because I would say events are good, especially if you're like into sports or if you're like into, stuff like fishing or boating. They have all these car shows, all these things, right? What do you do as a 45-year-old person or a 55-year-old person when you're trying to meet people? Are you doing activities like yoga? Are you playing tennis and pickleball? Everybody wants to play pickleball these days, right? I haven't even started yet. I thought about it, but and I know people are meeting people that way, right? It's a great way to connect with people no matter what. So I really want to know, where do you go to find people? And I guess the real question is, are you finding any people? Are you looking for someone, right? Are you tired of trying to use dating apps that don't work, right? So tell me, where do you go? Do you go to the restaurant, sit by yourself, read a book? Do you go over to, the festivals, the art festivals, the music festivals? Do you hang out like at the park? Do you do long walks or runs, right? I mean, there's so many things that you can do to meet people. And I always say that it's probably easier when you do the things you want to do and then you meet people, you connect with people. Like I love to bowl, right? I love bowling. It's one of my favorite things. I love mini golf. It's one of my favorite things, right? And so I would say to people, go do the things that you like doing and then hopefully you'll meet people there. I love going to movies, right? And so, hopefully I run into people. But I also am one of those people, like I could just be standing somewhere, at the popcorn stand at the movie, and I will just talk to random people sometimes, right? Because I just like to talk to random people. Or I could be in an elevator and it seems odd, as shy as I am sometimes, I will just start a conversation with someone because they're standing there, right? And it may not go anywhere or it may like land somewhere, but that's what I do, right? I, put myself in positions for work or networking or fun, whatever it is, to meet people, right? And I really do try to stay away from letting other people set me up. I haven't had great success with that. I have great girlfriends who, sometimes they want me to help them, but you know, that's a fine line, honey. That's really a fine line. So anyways, I want to recap really quickly. I want to know, as someone who's over 40, over 45, over 55, where do you go to meet people? Like if you're interested in dating, you want to get into a relationship, you know, do you use, you know, your friends, your family? Do you go to, you know, events, activities? Are you into, you know, other, you know, organized sports or stuff like that where you can meet people? Something like pickleball, which is fun and it's a big craze. I don't know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's a big deal right now and everybody's doing it. So I want to know, tell me, where do you go if you're a little bit older or if you are of a certain age like myself to meet people?